Finally, after a 1-week delay, Flash number 22 has arrived, and it is the conclusion to the story The Button. We'll be getting to see the Hand of God and reintroduced to a classic character. But are they one and the same? Previously in The Button. The Button brings back alive Reverse Flash from FlashPoint, who beats up Batman in revenge for Thomas Wayne killing him in FlashPoint. When Reverse Flash picks up the Button, he is teleported away and returns half burned to death without the Button. Flash arrives to help investigate the death of Reverse Flash. The investigation takes him and Batman into the time stream, where a storm dumps them into the FlashPoint past, which shouldn't exist anymore. Batman and his father team up in an emotional reconnection, but then the glue that held FlashPoint together is now coming undone. And Thomas Wayne's final words to his son is to quit being Batman and find happiness. Flash drags Batman against his will back into the time stream in time to escape from the destruction of that world. And now, here in the time stream, they find Reverse Flash with the Button on his way to wherever it is he goes before his demise. Flash begs for Reverse Flash to stop. This is where Reverse Flash dies, but he doesn't care to hear what Flash says. Reverse Flash is a living paradox and doesn't fear death. He is more interested in finding the power of the Button. A voice is calling out to Barry, and Batman tells Flash to listen to the voice, but Flash just says those are different timelines and events that should be ignored. Flash is concentrated on saving Reverse Flash, while Reverse Flash continues to ignore all warnings and even threatens to, once he's finished here, he will go back in time and, after killing Barry's mother, show up as a lifelong neighbor and offer to raise Barry and make him his ward. Reverse Flash does succeed in outrunning Barry and makes it to his destination, where he tells the being that he knows about the change in the timeline, and that he does not fear him as Reverse Flash cannot be erased. But after Reverse Flash demands the being show himself, Reverse Flash immediately regrets his decision and begs, but Reverse Flash's screams can be heard all throughout the time stream. Knowing that Reverse Flash is now gone, Batman is able to convince Flash to concentrate on the voice calling out to him. The voice asks Barry to say his name, Jay. Once Barry says it, Jay Garrick arrives and gets Batman and Barry safely out of the time stream and back into their proper Batcave. Jay Garrick asks another favor from Flash. He asks him to remember him. Jay needs Barry to save him like Barry did Wally West, but Barry is not the lightning rod he needs, so then Jay Garrick is pulled back into the Speed Force. Batman and Flash stand there in front of Reverse Flash's body exactly where they began. They go out to Bruce's parents' grave and discuss some of their similarities, differences, and the case. One of their differences is that Barry wants to close the case, while Bruce does not believe this is over. This couldn't be an accident that they traveled to FlashPoint, Batman seeing his father, or the death of Reverse Flash. Even if God is their only suspect for now, there had to be a purpose for all of this. One night, Bruce Wayne looks out the window at the bat signal and thinks about the words of his father. When Alfred asks if he is going to answer the call for Batman, Bruce Wayne just hangs his head down. Lastly, we see the hand of Dr. Manhattan pick up the Button that was taken from Reverse Flash as he replays some of the dialogue from Watchmen that everything is preordained. Just before the last page of this comic, we get an epilogue. The Button is sitting in space, and so is the Superman emblem. And we get a final quote. "There are poisons that blind you, and poisons that open your eye." From August Strindberg. The next storyline to continue the Watchmen's involvement is Doomsday Clock, which comes out November 2017. Subscribe to see videos on that when it comes out. Now that the story has ended, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't deliver what I thought it would. However, it was a good ride, and now my excitement has been transferred to Doomsday Clock. I wonder if you enjoyed this story. I'm sure most of you did, as I did too. I just wasn't expecting what happened. We got to see Jay Garrick, but we didn't get him back. We got to see Thomas Wayne Batman again, which is great, but that was one issue where he died. Issue 4 ends moments after issue 1 began. The whole event took place in the time stream, and there were no changes to the timeline. There were only changes to our two main characters, and Batman questioning if he should continue being Batman would be great if there weren't 3 Batman books coming out right now, where I'm sure he isn't going to be questioning if he should quit like his father told him to. And with that would mean he should make Damian quit and be a normal father and son. But Damian is in 2 comics right now, where I doubt he's going to be getting "come home by 8 o'clock" text messages from Bruce. So that is why I'm disappointed in this story. I don't think any of it will matter until November. So until November, or until I see consequences of the story bleed into the DC universe, I'm not going to keep talking about the button until November, where I resume excitement for this story. The art, on the other hand, I have nothing to complain about. Even though there were different artists that worked on it, one doing Batman, the other doing Flash issues, the art is beautiful throughout the whole story. So there you have it, the Button 4-part story is complete. Was it good? Yes. Am I afraid we won't see the consequences of the story until November? Yes. Will I have a video for Doomsday Clock in November? Yes, I will. So please subscribe for that, and there will be other comic book related videos and reviews between now and then for you to enjoy. Thank you guys for helping this channel grow. Please continue to give these videos a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Brian out.